Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. If you are watching this and you've not seen the Nightbird videos, I would say check them out first because they cover stuff we're not going to touch here because they're quite in-depth. They're not long, a couple of videos, about 7 minutes each, but as we said, they do cover the bulk of the QR code that was shown during Smackdown. What we're going to do here is just kind of mop a few things up. So if you really are someone that's into Nightbirds and the QR code stuff, I would say check out the other videos that are uploaded on the channel recently, and then come back to this one because this will just do a little bit of cleaning up. And then hopefully after this we're totally up to speed because honestly my social media is quite quiet now, but it is the middle of the night for many people out there, so I think that's probably why. And who knows what we'll find tomorrow, but normally the next day not too much gets found, to be honest with you. It's normally those hours after the QR code drops, those initial hours that discoveries are made. So yeah, we'll mop that up. We've also got Smackdown to talk about and a few other bits. Quite a juicy unseen, actually. We're going to start with this Howdy guy, just pointing this out, the world's largest crow statue, right? This hasn't featured in a QR code, but it may feature in a QR code, and I just thought it was fun. We know we've got a good track record of highlighting things that do then feature in future QR codes, and I think this would be awesome if this featured in a future QR codes. This is, you know, imagine the coordinates and it led to this. And as Howdy Guy says, do you remember that pink bunny from Italy? It's like, yeah, man, that was really good. That was a hell of a moment, a hell of a find. So this could be just like that. So that would be really, really cool. Something maybe to keep an eye out in future. Here, Chris 541, shout out to you, said, as mentioned in the QR code tonight, Joe Gacy said he wants to make the ring a safe space back in 2021. So I've actually got a list here of what was said tonight. This is Wrestle Talk, and they've actually written down what was written on the QR code, right? So it says, first, the screen is covered in the word they before the messages subsequently appear. So they put us in the cave, told us to behold the glory. We watched in awe, consumed their lies. We were never the chosen ones, right? Left in the cave to rot, to be forgotten. But he set us free. Now we understand. We follow the prophecy, the words of the red. Soon you will understand. The tears we shed watered our antipathy and blossomed a garden of revulsion. There is no safe space, only my family. There is no safe space. That does stand out, that line, actually. I feel like a lot of it, I understand it. I don't understand the tears we shed line, right? To be honest. And blossomed a garden of revulsion. Garden of revulsion would be something I feel like might be worth looking into. But I do like this, there is no safe space. And as we said here, look, Chris saying that this was actually a term that Joe Gacy was using back during NXT 2.0. So if that is the connection, it's a fun connection. I do remember him using that, but to be perfectly truthful with you, it's like 3 years ago. I didn't remember as we were kind of going through the QR codes. But now you mention it, I do recall him saying that. So very interesting. So Chris, well done. Good work. I like this as well. Howdy Guy again. Now, a lot of debate around this. So this image behind the only my family, right? Some people are saying that it is Alexa. Some people are saying it's the Fiend, right? I felt that this here was a snout. I felt this was the sheep's mask. That's what I went on record at first saying, was I think it's the sheep's mask because I can see eyes and I can see a snout. And I feel like I might be able to see ears at the side. So I said, I think it's the sheep's mask. Howdy Guy said, what about this? And I'm looking at that now going, Yes, that is what I'm seeing here. The eyes, the two eyes, the nose, like snout, and like quite an angular shaped face here. Yes, that is what I am seeing. So I really like this. I really like this. I was leaning to the sheep's mask at first, but I can totally go with this image here, which I believe was one of the images that was shown and used during White Rabbit. I don't think it actually led to anything. It may just be like stock footage. But yeah, I can totally connect those two. So it's interesting, isn't it, how people are seeing different things? It's kind of like one of those ink blot tests where you look at it and we all see different stuff. Some people are seeing Alexa. Some people are seeing The Fiend. I at first saw I was seeing the sheep's mask. But now that this has been pointed out, this is my new favorite as to what's actually behind that. So not 100%, you know, can't confirm anything. But, yeah, this is a lot more in line with what I was seeing, like an animal, a creature with a long nose and ears at the sides. I could totally believe it was this. Right, and I love this as well. Look at this from Brett Lee, right? He said the video backwards, and I don't know how anyone would think to play this backwards, but the video backwards has a message, and the Then Now Forever has got CM Punk switch with Sister Abigail. I said in the video before, we don't know if this is Sister Abigail or if this is the bride, right? So we don't know which one that is, right? But yeah, that's been switched over, which is really fun. I love that. The other thing I love as well is the URL for the QR code was like RR. It was all the initials of the puppets, right? So it was like RR, MB, AW, and HP. I was trying to think of them in my head then. It had all the initials of the puppets. I love that one as well. I think that was a real cool discovery. So there was a few real fun bits to this one. Obviously, I'm going to play this clip now, right? So this is... So I believe inside the source code, there was a URL, like a link. And if you put that into the computer, it actually brought you to this video, right? Now, for some reason, this video, someone's decided to play it backwards, and they found an audio track that's in there. Now, I wouldn't think this is real, but it's here, and you can hear it, unless someone's messed around with it, right? So, this is interesting. What I've not done is gone to the YouTube video and rewound it myself, right? I'm just trusting this example that Brett Lee has provided, right? You can sort of work out a little bit what's said at the start, but then it gets hidden. So I don't know if someone's going to try and like isolate this audio track. I don't know if that's possible. I'd imagine it is. But let's play it and you'll hear it for yourself, right?
In power, I see no color and no shape. I hold in when I distinguish objects in my world. But in power, I look
Now, again, it's worth reminding that that is being played backwards. And I don't know why anyone would think to do that, but you can hear another audio track that kind of kicks in. You can hear another audio track. It doesn't start at the very beginning. It starts like a good 3-4 seconds in. And then you can hear, I think I can hear the word color and the word power. I'll play it one more time so that you can hear it. It's only 5 seconds long. Let's go back to it. This one.
In power, I see no color and no shape. I hold in when I distinguish objects in my world. But in power,
I feel like that is... I don't think that is recorded from Gacy or Dexter Lumis or anything. It feels like an audio track from a book, like an audio book, or from a TV series or something. It doesn't feel like Uncle Howdy is trying to talk to us. It doesn't feel like Gacy is trying to talk to us. It feels like a piece of media that's been taken from somewhere and it's already existed elsewhere, you know? Can't get my head around this. I don't know why it's there. That needs a bit more investigation. I don't know if someone can, like, isolate the sound. But very, very interesting stuff. So, Brett Lee, thank you, my friends. Spooky. Howdy Guy said, what's these? A ring with a Prime logo. Is Uncle Howdy loving Prime? So, this glitch here does look like ring ropes. And here, look, ring with ropes all glitchy. And then what looks to be like maybe the Prime bottle logo in the middle. So, Howdy saying, what's this? A ring with a Prime logo. I said, what if Prime's going to be the target? Perhaps he doesn't love it. Perhaps he hates it and he's going to make it a target. Perhaps he'll go after Logan. And this is a sign. So I don't think that's true. Although, what I will say is that people have said, you know, we expect him to, or this family to debut at the end of King and Queen of the Ring. End of King and Queen of the Ring is probably Cody Logan. So will that match conclude and then they do the debut? Or is it going to be, or return I should say, or is it going to be that they'll interrupt that match? Maybe it's Cody Logan and this new group interfere. So... and maybe this is a little clue that that's the plan with this ring glitch and maybe like a Prime logo in the middle. I'm not sold on it personally, but I do love the fact that people are really going into that level of detail, you know? Very good. Howdy Guy again, just killing it. Killing it. So Howdy Guy tagged me in this and went, look, I mentioned this whilst you was away. And thought it was quite interesting. So these colours could represent each of the Penta, the 5 people, including Taylor, while red is in memory of Wyndham, right? So red could be Wyndham, and I think we sort of had that again this time around, because here you can see it says the words of the red, and it's been pointed out that Bray once said that he is the color red in a world of black and white. So red being Bray's color, I really like that. So could it be that these colors, which featured in a previous QR codes, could these colors actually be representative of the other members? Just a thought, fun thought, kind of like it. That would be a fun way of kind of differentiating each person by a slightly different color. And are these those colors? I like it. Howdy Guy again said, if you listen carefully to the ghost story of Bray the Man in the Woods, right? This is a 2015 YouTube video where Bray is telling a ghost story, and there was a lot of excitement because he kind of talks about something very reminiscent of The Fiend, and so people were pointing out that he was talking and thinking of The Fiend back in 2015 before The Fiend even arrived in 2019, right? So apparently Bray says, I grew up in South Central Louisiana. Abigail rescued me and my brothers and sisters, so he wasn't alone. This can lead to Bo. So there we go. That would be, I mean, what I would say is if they can find another way of Man in the Woods having even more meaning, I'm all for that, because people love that video. That Man in the Woods video, which was just a throwaway ghost story that was on YouTube. The fact that he describes something that's very reminiscent of The Fiend got people very excited during the Firefly Funhouse era, right? If they can now find a way of connecting it to what we're doing now, the Man in the Woods story, that will get people very excited again. So, yeah, very good. I'd definitely be down for that. And then here's Wrestle Talk's article. As we said, they transcribed what was actually on screen. We did kind of go down and read that So we're all up to speed. And the full video here obviously starts with that then, now, forever together. It then breaks apart, and then we get like all this static with these phrases kind of coming up on screen. So, and we read those phrases earlier. It's all this stuff here that we read earlier. So it does kind of talk about and seem to be connected to that Plato's cave story. It does seem that that was a real big clue, actually. Does seem like that is something that we're really basing Nightbird on. So that's Nightbird. I know it's not for everyone, but we obviously had to make sure that we were going through it in as much detail as possible. Let's make our way down then. So here, I can tell you that Candice and Indi, they couldn't understand how Candice had lost her match, and then they started getting angry that there was no Kayla Braxton or Byron Saxton around. So Byron responded by saying, "Apologies, I confused our interview time with my salt and pepper chicken consumption appointment. I'll be better next time." So Byron's basically saying, "I'm sorry I missed interviewing you guys. I was in catering." That's basically what he's saying. So there we go. Fun little moments. Dream X said Cody versus Gunther. Bash in Berlin. Do it. So apparently after SmackDown, we got Shinsuke versus Braun, and we also got Jey Uso versus Gunther. And for some reason, at some point, Cody had to come down and make the save for Jey. And so he ended up getting into it with Gunther. And that's got people quite excited that this is clearly a future match on the horizon, right? So let's turn that down. Here you can see, look, there is Cody in the ring throwing in shots to Gunther. Jey back in the corner as well. Boom! Bionic elbow. Super kick there by Jey. Into a crossroads by Cody. Boom! Connects. And there is Cody and Gunther getting into it after the show. So very, very cool. Very, very cool. Right, Wrestle Talk pointing out that clearly they've decided to go with the Tonga Loa spelling and pronunciation rather than Tanga Loa. So it's Tonga. They did copyright both, and we weren't sure which way they would go. I think it's a lot simpler to just go Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa. So I think this is cleaner, simpler. I'm all for it. So we got Tama Tonga, Solo Sikoa, Tonga Loa, and Paul Heyman. So that is this current updated bloodline until we get obviously the returns of Roman. How's he gonna fit into things? The Rock, how's he gonna fit into things? Jacob Fatu is apparently on the way. How's he gonna fit into things? What does the future hold for Jimmy Uso? We haven't seen Jimmy Uso in a little while, so when will he spring back up? So lots of questions, but we know what spelling they're going with for Tonga Loa. Then we got this, look, Triple H said, if you're a part of the NXT universe, you'll know what an absolute powerhouse Alicia Taylor is. She was meant to have a WWE microphone in her hand, and tonight she makes her debut as an official member of the SmackDown team. And Charlotte responded by saying, "You go, woman." So Charlotte right there giving her support to Alicia Taylor. And I gotta tell you, man, people weren't happy at the fact that LA Knight wasn't around. So yeah, Revolution says New Year, same BS. July 2023, LA Knight receives the loudest pop of his WWE career at Money in the Bank in London. The next week, he's in a dark match. Right? And now May 2024, LA Knight receives the loudest pop on SmackDown in France. And it's been reported that his follow-up match, his King of the Ring match, is going to be taking place at a live event. So he didn't make it onto the show. So there was a lot of anger for that. And look at this. The Yeah Revolution pointing out that LA Knight shared on Instagram the fact that we want LA Knight, hashtag we want LA Knight, was trending following SmackDown. So as I said, once in a while it's necessary to show him that we're behind him 100% and we'll never stop making noise in support of the megastar. Keep pushing. Hashtag we want LA Knight. So the Air Revolution really driving that. You can see 54,000 views, and it was trending, which is really, really cool. So it is going to be LA Knight, Santoos Escobar, and Michin versus Tiffany. That's going to be taking place at live shows this weekend. For me personally, and it's going to upset people, I quite like this. I think that if you've got a ticket to a live show, you're going to be really excited right now that this is going to matter. Like, this is going to mean something. You're going to watch something, and the matches, the results, people are going to want to know the results. People are going to want to know who won, right? And so you're going to be sat there feeling like you're watching something of value, right? And I like that. I also like the fact that for us that, enjoy wrestling and don't want to just watch the shows, we want to talk about it when the shows have ended, we've got something to keep an eye on this weekend as well. You know, house shows, they can provide a few fun moments, but you don't tend to see loads coming out of them over weekends. But people are going to be really interested to know who has got through to the next stages, who's got through the first round. So I sort of like that as well. The downside is that some of your favorite superstars won't make it onto TV that week because their match is taking place at a live event instead, their first round qualifier, you know? So that's the downside. But I like the fact that we've got something to keep an eye on this weekend. Cody Rhodes says 2 belts. This was, I think, a big tweet because a lot of people are going and asking, are both belts on the line? Like, can Cody win the United States Championship? Or is it just Cody's belt that's being defended? I don't think they did a very good job of kind of clarifying actually what is being defended, right? The graphics all say, like, champion versus champion, but I haven't seen it be crystal clear as to what is actually on the line, right? So a lot of champion versus champion, but does that mean that it's title versus title, right? Cody seems to think so. Cody is saying 2 belts, right? It's kind of suggesting to me that he's got his eye on having 2 belts. But yeah, so I feel like this tweet is quite a big tweet because this says to me that both belts are being defended, right? May not turn out to be that way, to be honest with you. But this suggests to me that both belts are being defended. Obviously, Cody's is being defended because we're trying to figure out who his next challenger is, right? And Logan has stepped up. So clearly Cody's is being defended. But the question mark is the United States title on the line as well? This tweet sort of suggests to me that it is, yes. I've said in my review, because I did a review of SmackDown on my second channel, and I said, for me, I think both guys walk in as champions. I think both guys walk out as champions. I don't think Cody's getting that US title. I don't think Logan's getting the WWE Championship. I could see there being a disqualification or a count out or something that's going to result in both of these guys keeping their championships. Right, Bayley said these women are killing it and showing how important this Queen of the Ring tournament is. I love to be able to just sit back and watch tonight. And Natalya says agreed. So the women enjoying what the women were doing on SmackDown tonight. Fade said Randy Orton is so cool. He didn't even have to look whilst he was signing his signature. So here he is, look, with this kid in the crowds. He grabs the pen, takes the top off the pen, starts, look at his eyes, he's staring in the ring, and just starts scribbling and does not look down as he is signing his name. There we go. Hands it back to the kids. Done. I mean, in all fairness, he's probably signed his name so many times. I mean, he clearly doesn't even need to even think, let alone look. He does. It's probably autopilot at this stage. So lovely memento for that kid, though. Very, very cool. Right, Def Reb got in the studio and they made Tama Tonga's entrance music like their lives were on the line. So I must admit, we didn't talk about this during the live stream, but Tama Tonga did get his entrance, and we got to hear his music for the first time. And I obviously can't play it because of copyright reasons, but it's good. It's really good. I really like it. And I think they've done a really good job with it. And I've got to tell you, the reaction online is positive. People have really laid into Def Rebel, right? Really laid into them. But the reaction here is that they've killed it with Tama Tonga's theme. And people are like, yeah, really like. It's not blowing people's minds in the sense of, you know, it's one of the greatest things we've ever heard. But people are like, no, actually, I can't hate on this. So I think they've done a great job with Tama Tonga. Yeah, look at this. So the information box here for AJ Styles, normally they put some up like, you know, 5-time champ or whatever it might be. Here it says lost to Cody Rhodes at Backlash for the Undisputed Championship. That's not what you want at all, is it? That's not what you want. So Sports Keydus pointing that one out, that they've done him dirty there. They've done him dirty. So here's Logan saying we want Cody. That's when he was showing his support for Cody. You know, when Cody was about to get screwed back in February, replaced by The Rock, right? And Logan said, I get what I want. So we want Cody, and Logan trying to spin that now to make out that he wanted Cody all the way back then. I get what I want. So there we go. Logan commenting. Obviously, he is the #1 contender. Fox won't be happy with that shirt being visible on TV. And I was looking at like, what shirt? And then I saw it over here. So there we go. This dude wearing that shirt that says F your story. I feel like that's a little bit late, to be honest with you. I feel like this was a lot more relevant in the build to WrestleMania. But that's true, isn't it? Very unfortunate, that. Then we got this, look, Shinsuke Nakamura's manga is back. I wonder who he's coming for. So my art is not just to compete. It is to conquer and to captivate and to destroy all who dare stand against me in the ring. Because I am here to claim what is rightfully mine. So watch closely. Watch closely, because everything on SmackDown is about to change, and it will never be the same again. So it's really interesting. The only thing I'd say is we have been down this road a few times, and it's kind of, I'm at the point now where I'll believe it when I see it. I love Shinsuke. I really want this to work for him, but we have had a few false dawns, haven't we? So yeah, hopefully we pull the trigger this time. Patrick the Heel said Solo calling it our title is a little crazy. So he did, when he was talking to Heyman, he said that Roman had lost our title. And Patrick the Heel again said this is either going to cook or be horrific. And that's true. Look, Nia Jax against Jade Cargill. Like, Nia Jax is obviously someone that has had a bit of a bad rep in the past. People are respecting her run this time, though, but saying, like, you know, she's not the safest of workers. I don't think people see her so much as a ring general. So putting her in there with a very inexperienced and green Jade Cargill, as Patrick the Heel said, this is either going to cook and it's going to work and they're going to, like, gel, or it'll be horrific. There is no in-between. So Nia Jax, Jade Cargill. Let's see. I will do a bit of a prediction video. I mean, I'm expecting Tiffany to progress, of course. And, of course, we know that Bianca progressed. So I'm thinking Jade Cargill, Nia Jax, Bianca against Tiffany. And then, of course, we'll see how it all plays out. But I think on Sunday, we'll sit down and we'll kind of work our way through the brackets and see if we can figure out who's going to win King and Queen of the Ring. Right, that was SmackDown. Let's have a look, shall we, at WWE. I think we've got a few bits here. So plans are for Cody versus The Rock at WrestleMania 41. This coming from Wrestling Observer Newsletter. People's Champ versus WWE Champ. So this was big news today, that it's not going to be Roman at WrestleMania 41, but looking like we might get Cody versus The Rock. The only thing I would say is we're going to need some good stories for Cody if we've got to get through to WrestleMania, right? We can't just keep putting him in there with random opponents, right? We've got to tell some stories. We've got to have something juicy for SummerSlam, at least, you know? So, I don't know. I was quite surprised by this. I was really hoping Cody Rock would be SummerSlam, to be honest. But here, Wrestling Observer saying it looks like it might be Cody Rock at WrestleMania. Where does that leave Roman Reigns? And then here, look, Wrestling Observer again. Cal, thank you. WWE did investigate Ronda Rousey's claim that Drew Gulak grabbed at her drawstring of her sweatpants, but it was inconclusive, right? But the decision was still made to drop him. So that's coming from Wrestling Observer newsletter. Kojiko, thank you. So Sports Key are saying we're starting to notice a pattern. So Roman was on the podcast. Logan faces Roman. Randy was on the podcast. Of course, Randy was in a match with Logan. Seth was on the podcast. Seth has a match with Logan now. Cody was on the podcast. And Cody's now in a match with Logan. So seems like they are introducing these people to Logan's audience. And then that is setting up a match just a little bit further down the road. So, yeah, there is seemingly a pattern there, yes. So, Coach Code, thank you. Casual LA Night Enjoyer tagging me in the 2 belts tweet. That does feel big, does feel important, yes. So, definitely something to be aware of. I like this. Ariana Gray said, my NXT debut was 2 years ago today, less than 2 months after I started at the PC. But sadly, I spent a year out of commission due to my ACL injury. But I am so thankful to be back and performing in the sport I love, learning and growing every day. So it's just a lovely message, right? Ava said, but how would you describe your job? And Ariana Gray said, to bring peace and wisdom to the females in the locker room, occasionally defending what is right with wrestling. You can tell at this point she's on her soapbox, like, really. And inspiring the WWE NXT universe with my kindness. Thank you. And she ends with a thank you as well. So in my mind, like, she's there on stage, like a pageant, kind of giving her answer. So I thought that was good, and there was a lot of people that was enjoying this brief little interaction there between Ariana Grace and Ava. So we've done WWE, we've done Nightbird, we've done SmackDown. Let's go to fun. We got fun and other. Looks like we got a few little bits in here. Oh, hello. Are some of these from... No, I was going to say, some of these from yesterday, but they're not. It just feels that way because they've been in this folder a little while. So here is Drew. He's sat at his desk, scribbling away, right? You've got, I think, Eminem's Stan playing in the background. So he's there and he's having a think and he's like, oh, yeah, that's it. And he's getting his lyrics down. And so he's writing this. And then he gets up and it just simply says that CM Punk is And as he says, I'm back in the lab. So there we go. He's getting his bars down. But actually, it's a lot more straightforward than what you might think. So I thought that was good. So Jax, shout out to you. I like this as well. Look at this, Simpsons wrestling memes. So Watson tagging me in this. So this was the bring back heel doink sign. Amazing. Loved it. Shouted it out at the time. And so this Simpsons memes has responded saying, I keep telling you, he's 66 years old and he's dead. Which is perfect. That's a great response. Sadly, he is no longer with us. The person that originally played Doink, it was played by a few different people, but the person that originally played Doink is no longer with us. So I do like this this Simpson meme in response. Very good. Right, Dijak on Cameo. Jeff said you need to look at the comments that followed, right? So Dijak said, I'm back on Cameo. If you get one, I will ratio you. Now stop begging, you desperate. And it's $99. And honestly, it's just people now crying, saying $99. I can't afford that. And it's just, there's a lot of tears. There's a lot of drama. People saying they didn't know that ratios cost this much. It's just the whole thing, really. So I'm sure he'll still do very, very well, though. In all fairness, getting a personal video message from a main roster superstar, $99 doesn't strike me as that bad, to be honest. You know, certainly not if, like, Dijak's one of your favorites as well. You know, like, very cool. Very, very cool. I would have loved this when I was a kid. Oh, my God. Imagine if you was a kid and you could have had, like, your favorite superstars just send you a video message. Granted, you'd have to pay for it, but, like, birthday money or Christmases or something. So, very cool. Very, very cool. So, he's on there now if you fancy it. No context, Flair, right? So Ric Flair restaurant confrontation footage emerges, right? This is Flair here, look, taking off it. So this is him in the restaurant, right?
I ain't going home.
I ain't going home. Until you get your ass out here. So here's footage of Ric Flair in the restaurant, taking his clothes off, saying he ain't going home. It did tickle me, man. I did enjoy that. Jax again, thank you. I retweeted this from Howdy Guy. I loved it. I'm just a servant now. I go wherever the circle takes me. So a cockroach is afraid of a mouse. A mouse is afraid of a cat. A cat is afraid of a dog. A dog is afraid of a man. A man is afraid of a woman. And a woman is afraid of a cockroach. And back round we go again. So this is the circle, isn't it? I like it. I really like it. I go wherever the circle takes me. I love this as well. 90s WWE said, thank God that cop was on the scene in case Andre got unruly. Look at this cop here. I mean, if Andre kicks off, what's this? He knows he can't do anything. Look at the smile on his face. He knows. You know, that's a snack to Andre right there. So, thank God that cop was on the scene in case Andre got unruly. Look at that. So, Mitchell says, lol. Brilliant. Brilliant. Oh, I got tagged in this loads, man. People love this. So, this was from yesterday. Jacob Fatu fan page said, this is just how I see it. Right? And Brady tagged me in this. Brady, shout out to you, buds. Excellent. Excellent. So current champions in WWE be like, so I don't know the name. This is Fred, is it? That's Wilma. I don't know her name. Shaggy, right? So here, look, this is Cody. And you can see with the blonde hair, they've put that belt in front. So, you know, there's Cody and the neck tattoo. Becky, yeah, with the ginger hair. So there's Becky, right? Here's Bayley. I can sort of see that. There's Bayley, right? I can vibe with that. And then I'm struggling a little bit with this being Sammy, but I can sort of see it as well, to be honest. If we're happy that this is Bayley, then I can go with that being Sammy, right? So there we go. Is Sammy Shaggy? I think it's really good, man. I think it's really, really fun. In fact, the more I look at this, the more I do see Sammy, actually. The more I look at that, the more I do see Sammy. So, Sammy, Bayley, Becky, Cody, Scooby Doo. There we go. Brilliant. So, very good. Sean Ross Sapp said 1 point higher than Drew. So, we know that CM Punk's on the way in the game, and apparently he's 1 point higher than what Drew got. I really don't want this to be even mentioned, right? These made-up numbers, these made-up ratings that someone at 2K has just plucked out the air don't need to feature as part of a feud. But I can see it being referenced at some point, right? Again, he has outdone him by one, just one, in the video game. Right, Santa decides, says Rhea Ripley is on the nice list. So Rhea's been, she's officially on the nice list from Santa, right? I retweeted this and said, your move, Liv Morgan. So how do you feel now that Santa has said that Rhea is on the nice list? Your move. Right, look at this. Karrion Kross saying, let's go Croatia. Karrion Kross is watching and interacting with the Eurovision. That is this weekend. And there's lots of people that think it's really cringe. There's lots of people that throw parties and enjoy it. I didn't have Karrion Kross down as being someone that would engage in this. But there we go. He's enjoying Eurovision. That's when all the European countries submit a song. And there's this big competition where there's like 25 songs that are played on Saturday night. And Europe phones in and votes for their favourites. And there's this big battle to see who's going to win every year. I'm sure you've heard about it. But it is it is weird. It's been going since like the 50s or something. So I've grown up with it. But I'll be the first to admit it is strange. Trinity said, I didn't even have knee pad covers. There's a throwback picture of Naomi. So this is Naomi's first PLE championship match back in TLC 2012. And then here she is at Backlash in 2024. 12 years difference, man. And she said, I didn't even have knee pad covers. Aww. Right, Kayla said, just pretend this dress is blue. I'll see you on SmackDown. So there she is wearing this tonight. And she's like, just pretend it's blue. So thankfully, it's that Steven came in and went, I got you. And look at, I really had to look at this twice. Because I was like, has she changed into a blue dress? Because it's seamless, isn't it? Like you look, you go, wow. She was wearing a red dress before. And now this is a blue that is a blue dress, isn't it? So a brilliant job. I can only imagine it's that Steven is like some sort of like, I don't know, computer graphic designer maybe, because what a job, man. What a job. Tomo said dart match. Strowman has got that Jeff Hardy 08 attire on. And he does, doesn't he? He's channeling his inner Jeff Hardy. So there we go. Very good. Oh, look at this. Naomi. There we go. Look. Following SmackDown. No more. That's Nia Jax. No more. So obviously we had Naomi and Nia Jax battling away, right? And obviously they're both members of the Bloodline, and not anymore. Not in Naomi's eyes. Nia Jax is done. Right, look at this. Chelsea Green, are you okay? This is Chelsea getting slapped by Jade. And this concerned fan, Chelsea was like, delete this. Delete it. She doesn't want this being on the internet. Sports Keena saying, that's gotta be Kane. Oh, very good. Oh, God. Some of these are brilliant, man. Brilliant. And Howdy Guy again, just killing it. I feel like this episode needs to be dedicated to Howdy Guy. Saying Uncle Solo, because he did come out with these gloves on. Look at these gloves. They're very Howdy-esque, aren't they? Very Howdy-esque. So there we go. We got Uncle Solo. Right, one more folder. We're doing all right for time. So, OMFG, they gave the main event 5 stars, said Jason. Jason, shout out to you. So I did say this during the live stream. For me, the way that I use Dave Meltzer's ratings is more for shows that I've not seen, personally. If I've not seen a show, then I could look at his ratings and it'll tell me what matches were good, what matches are bad. It's very unusual for Dave to score something in WWE high that I thought was rubbish, or really low that I thought was fantastic, right? Normally, I'm out by, I don't know, sometimes a star or a star and a quarter or something like that, right? At the most extreme. But normally, it's sort of there or thereabouts. I can't remember what I scored this main event. I didn't score it 5 stars. I was lower, right? But Dave has gone 5 stars. Dave has gone 5 stars with it, which is quite a surprise. I would not say that Cody AJ from Backlash was better than Shawn Undertaker at WrestleMania, but you're always going to get this argument, aren't you? You're always going to get this argument. Was this match at Backlash better than any Kurt Angle match? Because apparently Kurt Angle never got a 5-star match, right? So it's, I don't know, it's one of those where I think there's been so many things that have gone on in Dave Meltzer's star rating system that I disagree with. I don't worry about it anymore. I don't look at them, and really it doesn't matter to me anymore. So, you know, 5-star match is noteworthy, of course, you know. There's only so many of them that have been given to WWE in the past, so I'm pleased. I don't begrudge them getting 5 stars. For me personally, I don't think it was a 5-star match. But there's many people out there that do, including Dave Meltzer. So I thought it was excellent. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was a absolutely brilliant match. Maybe, I think I said for me it was in the run-in for outside of Cody and Roman, which was just bonkers. This might have been the best singles match that we had seen from the main roster so far this year, right? So I was full of praise. I still don't know that that gets it to a 5-star rating personally, but I don't begrudge it getting 5 stars. I still thought it was absolutely excellent. But yeah, to each their own, you know. Do whatever you want with that information. I know there's a lot of people angry at Dave Meltzer that absolutely hate Dave Meltzer, so just do with that whatever you will. Talking of anger, there was a lot of people angry about this. Jim Cornette had praise for Samantha Irvin, and Samantha Irvin said, "I appreciate this very much. Thank you, Jim Cornette." And people were out going, "I can't believe you're supporting him. I can't believe you support a racist," and all this kind of stuff, and it really, really kicked off. People having a go at Samantha, people just having a go in general. There was a lot of negativity out there around this over something which was quite positive, to be honest. This was a positive thing, you know, Jim Cornette giving praise to Samantha Irvin. I think we all respect Samantha and she deserves that praise, so it's all just a positive thing. So yeah, it's a shame really that we get all of this backlash, whether someone's praising someone or whatever, you know. It's just, it seems like the internet can never be happy, so bit of a shame, but it was a talking point today. Something to be aware of. And we got this as well. WWE fans slam extortionate prices for Scottish Clash. Now, you might remember we've spoke about this because I know people in this community that can't go, that want to go because the tickets are too high. So I have said the tickets are too high and it's a concern. And is this where ticket prices are going? You know, I've said that. I've got no problem saying that I said that. But BBC did get in touch with me and did reach out to me and say, would you come on and just do an interview about this, right? And I was like, I'm busy, sorry. I'm in a tunnel. What? Oh, you're breaking up, sorry. Because I don't want to, I will sit here and say ticket prices too high, you lot deserve better. I don't want to be the face of that message, right? I don't want people clicking on this article and there's me looking glum, going like, yeah, the tickets are too expensive, kicking up, moaning about all I do is praise WWE, love WWE, promote WWE, sing their, like, you know, praises. I don't want to be the face of, like, laying into them. So I was like, oh, sorry, I'm in a tunnel, you're breaking up. But they didn't struggle to find people that had the same message. So there is an article here about WWE fans slamming extortionate prices for the Scottish Clash. It won't change anything. But because in all fairness, they've sold 10,000 tickets. It only holds 11,000. So the prices are expensive, but people are paying it as well. But that thing would have sold out, boom, immediately, normally. But tickets are still available because of how much they cost. Right, CM Punk's entrance. This is from Wrestle Talk. So let's turn it down because obviously we can't play Cult of Personality. So here is CM Punk making his way down. This is, I thought he was already in the game, to be honest. I thought he was in the game, but apparently he is downloadable content or something. So this is CM Punk. And the entrance for Punk, and there he is coming walking out. This is what his character model looks like with all the tattoo work and everything. It looks brilliant, doesn't it? Looks absolutely brilliant. If I compare this to what I was playing when I was a kid, it's ridiculous. This is, I mean, honestly, these are better than some of the videotapes I was getting. This is like, way sharper than some of the actual wrestling I was watching when I was a kid. So there we go. It's clobbering time. There is CM Punk's entrance with his new shirt. Look at the face scan and everything. It's brilliant. It's just brilliant. So they've killed it. Talking of killing it, look at this. Nikki Cross, who we expect is going to be in the Wyatt 6. Graduation from MCS Masters in History, June 2023. Really holding that scroll tight. Knowledge is power. She is holding that scroll tight. Working towards PhD, set for completion in 2029. Oof. The third picture shows my current morning with a box of Kleenex for the tears and, of course, coffee. So, respect, man. You know, she's a wrestler. She's obviously got an amazing life at the moment, but she's maybe thinking about her post-wrestling life and maybe thinking about, like, if she wants to, going into something different. So, you know, a master's in history. Amazing. And now working towards becoming a doctor in history, a PhD, which she's hoping to achieve by 2029. So very inspiring. So a massive shout out to Nikki Cross. Kevin Patrick said, I still talk to Michael Cole on the phone. When we went through the release and everything else, I told him he's the best boss I ever had, and I'll stand by that. He's a tremendous guy. Everything worked out with was great. It was just a chapter in your life. I wasn't overly upset about it at all. I don't think they were. I think it worked out for the best, for the product on TV, and for me. I'm all in on what I'm doing now, and I love it. So that's Kevin Patrick interview, so that's really good, man. Really pleased to hear that he's left and he's landed on his feet, you know, and he's feeling really good. That's really good. Dijak said, I absolutely love the fact that fans are singing Randy's song now. And it's true, when Randy came out, the fans were singing his theme, right? That's come over from France. And he said, may I suggest Sheamus's song next, please and thank you. So there we go, Dijak enjoying what he was seeing. And we're going to end on this. Look at this. I've got a big question about this. I've got a big question, right? And it's not so much about the injury, but it's more about how is she presenting this injury, right? Tatum Paxley says, NXT Lakeland. So this is how you want to play, Roxanne. Thank God, because I love playing like this too. We will meet again, Rox. Tee-hee. Now, I believe it's on her inner thigh. I think it's her inner thigh, right? But that would sort of mean like this is her midriff here. So is she sort of like, it feels like she's doing the splits or something. Feels like she's doing the splits. Or is she just sort of like standing on one leg and then she's got her thigh kind of opened out? Is she like standing one leg on the ground and the other leg on some sort of box or raised platform, and she's sort of, the way she's presenting this injury is really messing with my head. I've seen other people in the comments going, what part of the body is this? Well, I can't work out what part of the body this is. I mean, I feel like this is her inner thigh, right? But I just can't quite figure out how it's being presented. I mean, it feels like if this picture was to, like, you know, zoom out, I feel like she's got one leg on a box over here, her other leg on a box over there, and she's, like, doing the splits in the air, right? And just so that she can present how horrific this injury is. I don't know. It did cause me all kinds of confusion, though. But then that's how I tend to feel when I see any part of a woman. So there we go. That was it. That was today's Unseen. I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, we've got another one for you coming up later, and we will be dropping the very first Florida toy hunt this weekend as well. I'm very excited for that because I did go to Florida just so that I could do some toy hunts. I spent 2 weeks there, and I reckon I've got about 6 or 7 that I can bring to you. And this first one, man, oh, it is so good. It is so good. That will drop later on today. So keep an eye out for that. Hit subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed already, it is so appreciated. Have a great weekend, and I will see you whenever I see you next. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.